Hi everyone, I'm Kendall with the Arizona Technology Access Program. Today I'm going to introduce you to the Xbox Adaptive Controller, otherwise known as the XAC or the ZAC. I'm going to show you some of the basic controls as well as some ideas for how to set it up. So let's get started. Here is the XAC. The controller alone should be viewed as a hub to which external switches can be connected. Switches and joysticks can be plugged into any of the 19 input ports along the back of the device. Without connecting any external switches or joysticks, here are the main controls that are already on the controller. These two black buttons here are A and B. Then you have the home button, the view button, menu button, and the profile button with the lights next to it to show you which profile you're on. And lastly, you have the D-pad or directional pad, and here is a close-up of all of those buttons. And on the bottom, you have several options for mounting. Another option would be to use Velcro to secure it to the surface that you're working on. Now let's talk about joysticks and switches and how to use them. If you have a joystick with a USB fitting, you'll need to plug it into either the right or left side of the controller into the USB ports. This will allow it to control the right or left joysticks. If the joystick you're using has a 3.5mm jack, you'll want to plug them into X1 for the left joystick or X2 for the right joystick. If you have limited mobility, you may already use accessible switches in order to improve electronic access. Because 3.5mm is the industry standard for adaptive switches, it is likely that the switches you already own will work for the XAC as well. Logitech has an adaptive gaming kit full of switches that are compatible with the XAC. The microlight switch is a really great option if you have limited strength. It requires very little force in order to activate the switch. As I mentioned, all switches will plug into the back of the XAC. Each of the 19 ports corresponds with one of the standard controls on an Xbox controller. The cool thing about the XAC is that you can select and position your controls according to your preferences. For example, if you're a one-handed gamer, your gaming setup will likely look very different from someone who's gaming with two hands. While there are specific controllers designed for single-handed gaming, such as the GrizzPaw and several Evil controllers, the XAC can be set up for single-handed gaming as well. This can be done through button remapping and setting up several external controls, or through co-pilot mode. For example, if you are playing a driving game with your right hand, we could place the joystick that would control the left joystick on a standard controller on your right side. Or we could connect a standard Xbox controller so that you can use the standard joystick on that controller for steering, and then we could hook up external switches so that you could control braking and accelerating with, say, your foot or your elbow. These are just a couple of the countless ways the XAC can be used. In addition to using external switches and joysticks for the XAC, it can be customized further by remapping the controls. This can be done on the XAC Accessories app. You can also use this app to create profiles for different games. 3 profiles can be stored on the device, and you can flip through them using the Profile button. With your XAC connected to your computer, this is what you'll see when you open the Accessories app. Click Configure, then go to Add New Profile and name it after the game that you will be using it for. From here, you will be able to start remapping all of the controls. Select the button or input that you would like to remap, and then choose the control that you would like it to correspond to instead. You might need to start gaming with the XAC before you can see how the controls could be remapped to best suit your needs. How you set up your joysticks and switches with the XAC and how you remap the controls is largely dependent on the number and types of controls that the games you're playing require, as well as the range of motion of your purposeful movements. I wanted to provide an example of how easy it is to connect a joystick to the Xbox Adaptive Controller. Here's how I have it set up. I have my joystick plugged into the left side, the left USB port of the XAC. I have my XAC plugged into my Titan 2 adapter because I also have the DualShock controller on Copilot mode. If you have more questions about this, go to the adapters video. So now you're able to see that I can control the PS4 with the joystick, but also with the XAC, I've used the A button to select. Because this joystick is being used as the left analog stick, I'm able to use it to run around, but I have to use the right stick on the DualShock controller in order to scan my surroundings. This is obviously not a good setup for this game. It does, however, illustrate how easy it is to use an external joystick and Copilot mode with the XAC. If you come to ASTAP for gaming services and we determine the XAC to be a really good option for you, we will help select and position switches according to your personal gaming goals, preferences, and needs. If you have any more questions about the Xbox Adaptive Controller that I did not cover in today's video, please give us a call at ASTAP. We'd love to work with you.